All right, man. All right. So I want to welcome my buddy Nunshel. This is going to be episode 2, if I want to call it episode. But basically, it's going to be my second guest on this show called "What's Your Story." So the whole idea of this, like I said briefly in the other one, is to get people on that have the similar mindset as I do, which is just kind of always chasing discomfort. You know, pushing your people out of the comfort zone, pushing yourself, and just trying to always get better. So also the idea is to tell some stories from people I know, just their lifestyle also, and how they kind of go day to day and trying to get better and better. So like I said a minute ago, I want to welcome my buddy Nunshel to the show. And then, yeah, no worries, man. So I kind of want to get started. So we've talked a little bit. We met up, we did the Savage race last year, but I wanted to touch base with you, kind of see like kind of what are you up to right now? I know we had a very similar mindset. You had the business mindset at the time. You know, you got your little fitness, you were doing your fitness thing with stamina, everything going on. So kind of where are you up to now, and kind of what are you passionate about right now?
Well, where I'm at right now, I know we did meet last time in the Savage race and it was a great experience.
Yeah.
And where I'm at right now, I'm just focusing on my business, building my brand up. You know, I'm just trying to reach personal success for myself individually in different fields. So like physically, mindset wise, and even with family and friends, you know, and I'm trying to take everything up to the next level.
No, that's awesome. I mean, I can completely relate in that aspect. It's tough too, because like last year for me has been kind of rebuilding myself almost. I feel like a lot of setbacks and things like that, and it's been tough to try to continue to try to get better, because I think a lot of people relate to that. So I guess what are some things you do to kind of help you keep that positive mindset on a daily basis, kind of always trying to get better? Because obviously I know you probably every day you wake up, you're not like 100% motivated to just keep crushing it. You know, obviously you're an inspired person, but like, what do you do maybe on a daily basis that helps you?
So what I try to do myself every day to just stay motivated is to remind myself why I'm doing things, you know, because at the end of the day, to reach a destination or to reach a goal, accomplish a goal, you always need the reason and the why behind it, you know. And usually what happens, we get distracted. So you need to put daily goals that you need to achieve, because if you don't see any progress, you're gonna get like discouraged. You know what I'm saying? So you need to keep track of your daily progress and keep reaching targets every day throughout your life. And that's what I personally try to do every day. Usually if I don't accomplish it, a goal for a day, I get discouraged, I get sad, which is where the gym comes in, because at the end of the day, it's like a drug that does change your mental aspect in life, you know, and it's always useful to me.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, I think you know, that's a big part of it, is taking the day in day out mini goals, you know, like, you know, Gary V, you know, macro patience, micro speed, the whole concept of, you know, trying to crush the day when you're awake, trying to be as positive as you can, doing these little things, eventually getting to that bigger goal, you know. So do you have any like certain goals in your mind right now specifically, whether it's career, whether it's fitness or anything like that, or is it more you just taking it day by day at this point?
At this point, is I do have some goals, you know what I'm saying? I want to reach a level in my brain where I can actually help people and bring more value to people. I want to have like an online business that people can have more access to my business and my value that I'm bringing to them. And I also want to just reach a level where I'm controlling and mastering calisthenics in a way. And I'm also mixing it up with weights, you know. So that's something I'm working on right now. And
Gotcha.
yeah, it's a work in progress. So we're going to see how that goes.
Is that the stamina? Is that what the concept behind that was?
No, the concept behind the stamina, actually, let's see if I have a shirt. Give me a quick second.
I remember we were talking about the duck, man. We were talking about the duck. Because I know when we were looking at before, I was like, what's the duck mean, man? Like, why the duck?
So when you think of fitness, a lot of people don't see a duck being an image. You know what I mean? So what I was thinking about, when I'm always a running guy, I like to run.
Oh, I see your videos, like whether it's night, morning, FaceTiming yourself.
So I love to run. And usually you just be the saddest days throughout my life. It doesn't matter, happy, sad, angry. I'm always running. It's like therapy.
Right.
And I've seen that when I'm running around the pond, it's always a duck. It's always a duck, and I'm always looking at them like they just flow and get to the destination wherever they want to go. So I
Right.
made like this connection there because everybody sees the outside picture, but they don't see the inside picture. Like the duck looks okay, but on the bottom, it has to keep moving its feet to stay afloat. You know what I'm saying? Because if he stops, he could drown. You know what I'm saying? Who knows
Yeah.
what could happen? So at the end of the day, they reach the destination. So I made this connection that no matter the negative or positive throughout your life, you just have to keep working. You know, nobody needs to see anything, but you just need to keep working until you reach your destination.
Yeah, I
So,
love that. I mean, it
mhm,
makes complete sense. Like you said, though, it's not many times you correlate the ducks to like a fitness thing.
correct.
When did you start getting into fitness? Like, was it because, like me personally, I got into it at like 18,
Mm-hmm.
19 years old because I was the thin skinned crony kid that felt really insecure.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, did you have a similar story or how did it work for you when you got into it?
Um, my story was pretty interesting because I was 19 years old, right? Well, I was already in fitness, but
How old are you
I didn't
now?
take. I'm 22 now.
Okay.
I was already in fitness, but I didn't take it so seriously. I did Muay Thai throughout my high school, and it was great. Taught me discipline, da da da. And then I tried to get into football, but it didn't work out because I sprained my knee.
Yeah.
Like I got an injury on my knee, and I was pretty much disabled for my entire high school years. I didn't want to get surgery because something just told me don't get a surgery. That was the easy way out. So I didn't get a surgery. I was still doing Muay Thai. But however, when I reached 19 years old, my senior year, I was going through like this depression, stressful. I was skinny. I was eating unhealthy stuff. And the next time I went to the doctor, he was like, "You're at risk of diabetes." And I was just
That's
like,
wild.
"Whoa."
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "Whoa." Like, my family found out. Everybody was just scared. Like, what's
Were you
going on?
overweight? You were skinny though, right?
I was skinny.
You
I was
just ate horrible.
horrible because when you stress, people don't notice, but stress does is
Oh, it
can bring that.
messes with your body, man.
Mhm. Stress does have a lot of risk to upon it. So the stress that I was going through was like way beyond. Like I don't waste that kind of stress on nobody. So I was stressing, and the doctor was like, "You need to do something," and I was like, "What?" He was like, "Go to the gym." I'm like, "What?" I go to the gym, but he's like, "No, you need to go to the gym." I'm like, "How many days?" He's like, "Almost every day." So I started going once. He was like, "That's not good enough." Came back a month later. I'm still at risk. 2 days. That's not enough. 3 days. And I just kept going every day, and just throughout the journey, I just fell in love with it. So,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
awesome.
where I am
How old
now.
were How old were we when you met? We met.
When we met, I think I was 20 or
Yeah.
21.
So
20, 20. I was
yeah, I
20
think it was 2007.
2 years ago or something.
Yeah, it was a couple years back.
Hmm.
Because I know it was when I was in Boston. I switched over to Crunch, and we were over
Hmm.
there. But I was trying to think of the exact day. Yeah, it's wild, man. Because it's funny because like your story was like, so to sum that up is like you obviously didn't feel good. Doctor told you to go. Like, did you struggle at first, or something that clicked right away for you, like going
No,
into the gym?
I struggled at first, because I didn't know what I was doing in the gym. That's one thing that most people struggle with. They usually go to the gym, they don't know what they're doing. There's the big guy there, you don't want to feel insecure. So it's something like that. But then at the end of the day, it's always good to ask for help when you don't know anything.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I was that guy. If I didn't know anything, I'll just walk up to somebody that's good at it. Hey, how do we do this? How do we do that? And just getting that motivation and that thought just kept sticking with it every day. So
Right.
it just I built that momentum in my head.
Now, is there anyone you like listen to, look up to, even someone that's maybe a mentor to you, or is this all the stuff that you just kind of put together on your own? Because obviously, like even the way
Hmm.
you talk, you can tell like more confident, like more sure of yourself, like positive vibe. Like it doesn't just happen overnight when you go
Hmm.
from the spot you're in to now. So like,
Hmm.
what did you do for you that kind of, or people you listen to or anything?
So when I first the beginning stage, it was just a inner thing that I had to develop myself, keep putting myself in uncomfortable situations where you need to just adapt to it, because I wasn't always like this. I was always shy, but I just kept trying to keep putting myself in uncomfortable situations to adapt. And over when I started growing, I just I wanted to just reach out to people that were like in a higher level, more
Right.
passionate, more influence, and I just wanted to see what they were doing and kind of like get inspired into my own journey as well.
No, that's awesome.
Hmm.
That's cool. And then it was interesting too because so we did the Savage race last year, and then we're planning to do it again, even though I'm completely out of shape for it right now. We're gonna have like a bigger group, which is sick. Because we initially, I think I had 11. I think only 5 of us showed up for it. I think it was like that.
Yeah.
But like everyone that was down last year is down. Plus like my, he's technically my uncle, but he's only 3 years older than me. He was adopted. But like already like everyone's like down again. So I think we could probably get like 10 plus this year easy. So like besides that though, have you ever done any other races or anything like that to like challenge yourself, or is it just you're just more intrinsically day to day like just trying to push yourself?
Every day I try to push myself. Like I see a lot of people that are like, "Oh, what do you do? How do you do it?" I just keep. It's like a race every day with my other self because I keep visualizing that I'm ahead of myself and I just need to keep beating myself. But I did participate in other races where I was at school, Mass Bay Community College. We had like this community thing for 5K race, and I did that in the Savage race, and I'm hopefully thinking of doing a marathon soon. So
are you?
Yeah.
So have you done a half yet or not yet?
Not yet.
Yeah. So I don't know. I did a half, right?
You did? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
How's that?
It broke me. I did it, but so with me, it was like I was always the bodybuilding guy. Walked like 195, strong dude. And I'm very competitive, and I hate when people say I can't do something. So basically, I was the strongest I ever been, size and everything. And my buddy's literally like, basically says there's no way you can do a half marathon. He's like, he thinks I'm just this bulky, strong dude. But I always thought I was an athlete. I considered myself an athlete. So I was like, all right. There was this race called the Steel Rail in Massachusetts, and it was named Pittsfield, Mass, right where I'm from, basically. And it was I had about 11 weeks till the race. I'm like, I'm gonna do this in 11 weeks. Give me 11 weeks to train for it. I'm like, I'll prove you wrong. The problem was I shattered my femur in past, or ankle issues, hip, all this stuff. So when I run, even the Savage race, within the first few miles, my knees crushed because I have all these imbalances from scar tissue from injuries. But it was more out of principle. And the hard part for me is I got to, long story short, started off good, way too quick because you get hyped when everyone's there. And I was wearing a headphones, and I had my phone connected as GPS, and every half mile it called out my pace so I could track how fast I was going. And I just wanted like a 10-minute pace. And the first mile I got to I was on a 6-minute pace because everyone had me so hyped. Long story short, mile marker like 10, I just got gassed. And I was just way off pace, way too quick. And it was really hot. And me being me, I should have, like, I had my whole like meals, everything planned out. And I decided last minute to eat something different in the morning. I just felt like crap. And I got through it. I gave like 300th out of like 500. It wasn't anything crazy, but I did it out of principle. So it's crazy because like it's I think it's so cool to have like goals like that are so out of your comfort zone, and then just be able to do it. Like the races are fun. I think they push people out of that comfort zone. So I'm interested to see how it goes like over the next year. I hope you do one at the end of the year or something, like a half or at least or something.
Would you do it again?
No. But here's the thing. Let me preface that. I would do it again if I could fix my ankle and hip issue.
Okay. Because
the pain was more on my mind than the fatigue. Like I was at mile 10, I'm like, my fucking knee is gonna explode. Like the Savage race, the thing that made me slower at times is like my knee hurts. So if I can fix that stuff, the plan last year in January was for me to do the Spartan Ultra. It was a 30-mile, 60 obstacle course race. I was going to do it in October, and I was like literally days away from buying a Spartan season pass. And I just wanted to try to get good at it. And then I hurt my back in last January, a year ago, and then it just spiraled. Like I almost didn't do the Savage race. Like weeks before, my back got fucked up again in March, and I was like, I don't even know if I'm able to do this. But we did. What was that?
How'd you hurt your back?
Dude, a 1.5 mile run in January. I was on a 1.5 mile run. It was like 18 degrees out, and I got home, and I went to grab something. Like I think it was a toothbrush in my kitchen. It was like not 6:15 in the morning, and as soon as I went to grab it, I just like my back spazzed, and it really put me on the floor. And went to the hospital. Like I didn't take the medication they gave me because it's just dumb anyway. It's just I'd rather deal with the pain. But for like, I missed like a week of work. I couldn't like move without like spasms. It was like the wildest pain I felt. And it fucked me up mentally. So then I dropped a ton of muscle mass. I lost my strength, lost weight. So it was just like, it was a hard time mentally to like get out of it, go from like athletic to like broken. So, but yeah, that's kind of with me. So, I mean, I would love to do one again if I could physically get my body ready for it. But like you already like, like you destroy me in conditioning right now. So like it would be cool for you to do like a 10, like a 10K half marathon. Like you could do it by the end of the year. There's no doubt. That'd be badass.
Yeah, it's a challenge right there.
So I want to talk about something quick. It's kind of off topic. So are you right now? You're obviously So are you working right now on anything else right now? Like, are you doing anything like side hustling, just trying to like do what you got to do, or is it more you trying to do are you making money from the training right now, or where's your mind at with that?
So I'm mastering the stamina brand, and then I also have my business, which I want to work on and improving, which is day trading.
Okay, so that was what I want to tap into because I wasn't sure exactly if you're doing it or not. So that's like your main thing right now, and then like the stamina you're turning it's like your side hustle.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Cool. No, that's awesome because I think for a lot of people, if they like want to do something and they can do one thing, like for me, like I like my fun thing, and now I'm at ESPN is like I can do my thing there, have fun, like, and then on the side I can do this for fun. So I wanted to ask you, how do I want to word it? What do you wish, if you go back now and give a piece of advice to someone that's trying to get started in the gym, trying to get started, feel better, healthier, what would it be? If you could go back and give yourself a piece of advice, like when you walked to the gym for the first time, maybe whether it's mentality, whether it's workout stuff, what piece of advice would you give someone that's trying to go back to someone just getting started?
So what are the pieces of advice I would tell myself in the past or to somebody else?
Let's do both. Let's say if you could go back and change something, would you just getting started, or give yourself, if you could, let's play Back to the Future. Let's play that. Back to the Future. You go back and give yourself a piece of advice when you get started, what would you give yourself workout wise or mentality wise, or like, because it could relate to what your struggle was. Like for me personally, I would go back in time and I would have to just preach patience to myself. I was super hard on myself right away. Like I was never big enough, never strong enough, never fast enough. And I didn't appreciate, what I was doing at the time. And I didn't really just enjoy the ride as much. It became too competitive almost. I was trying to get so much better that I didn't appreciate like how strong and big I was. Like I look back now, I'm like, damn, I would love to look like that. But I didn't really appreciate it. So anything, you can go in any direction you want, but I didn't know if there was a similar scenario for you.
So realistically speaking, I'll probably say go bigger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because back then I was just trying to do things in a minimum aspect, like thinking small. I didn't used to think bigger than I used to think. So I'll probably say that. Just think go bigger. If I could go in back tell myself something.
Or like goal wise or like career wise or just
goal wise. You
know,
like aspects, targets, like go bigger. You can do bigger. If you want to do 5 miles today, trying to go for 10 miles today.
Cool.
And always try to beat yesterday.
No, that's awesome. I mean, it makes sense. I think shoot big and then, hope for, because it's like you set a small goal, you're going to have a small result. I mean, worst case, you can try something bigger and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a couple more questions. One of them, I like this one, is so I asked this last night to my buddy Chad, and you can take it any direction you want. I just think this relates to a lot of people because I feel like you're in the right mindset and you're becoming more and more successful.
Mm-hmm.
What is a struggle that you had, or in your life? I want to say, what is let's say a hurdle that you personally had to face in your life, and then in that you had to overcome? What was like a big moment or a struggle that you had at some point in your life where you were like, whether you wanted to give up, whether you wanted to switch careers or wherever, you can go any direction you want. So basically a hurdle that you had to face and then you overcame. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense. I'll probably say every day is like that, I'll say, because I'm always trying to overcome something new. But I'll say where everything changed was I was born in Haiti, right? I was born in Haiti, and one of the major life turning points for me was after the earthquake. I was on the earthquake in 2010, came here, having to adapt, having to learn a new language, having to just identify situations and adapt to situations have been life changing to me. So
yeah, I didn't even know that. I didn't know you came over 2010.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine. I mean, it's hard enough, like you said, being born in the States, having the language, having all this stuff. Do you feel like that is challenging? It was. Do you feel like that helped get you to where you were because you were kind of like the underdog almost in your own mind?
Yeah, I would definitely say so because
it
shaped my mind.
Okay, cool. Last question I want to ask you is what advice would you give to someone who's struggling to find themselves? So you can take a second if you need it. So like who they are, what they want to do, maybe they're in a bad, whatever it may be.
I would say the biggest advice to somebody that wants to improve themselves is try something new. Step out your comfort zone. Stop being comfortable. Stop trying to play it safe. Just step out your comfort zone because that's definitely where you're going to learn. You're going to say thank you to yourself no matter what the consequences are that you either learned or you experienced something new. You know what I'm saying? Like something positive out of it.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, it's funny. I think Chad said something similar. I think that's something I preach too, and it just shows similar mindsets. It's it goes back to what we said at the beginning. It goes back to why I picked you. It just shows the response, like the whole idea of chasing discomfort. So cool, man. I appreciate you coming on for to do this. I'd love to do another one in the future. We'll talk more. We got the Savage race coming and stuff.
We got it.
Now that I know your goals, now I have to find a half marathon. So
let's do it.
Yeah, man. Worst case, I'll represent the duck, but I don't know if I'll be in the duck. So, all right, brother. Cool. I appreciate you coming on. And we'll stay in touch and we'll get you. We got to find you a half now. Get you started for that full marathon.
All right.
All right, brother. Cool. Thank you.